So I'm an engineer. So I'm always back in my mind is to develop something that the growers and our industry will use in the near future.
Agriculture Intelligence is a company that's been set up to help expedite commercial-ready precision agriculture that's coming out of the University of Florida and bringing it to market for growers here in Florida, in the U.S., and some other areas in the world where specialty crops are grown.
Part of the challenges when you've got groves which are thousands of acres is managing your inventory, knowing what trees you have, ultimately how healthy they are and what kind of production. And so Yiannis described some work he's been doing with the producers to use UAVs to take aerial imagery and then turn that imagery into useful information that the producers can use.
We are living in a data-driven era, and data is number one asset right now. The same happens in agriculture. In agriculture, maybe it's the number one industry that we are collecting a huge amount of data from the soil, data from the plants, data about the weather. So I identified a gap on tools that can help growers to analyze this huge amount of data and convert it to a useful information, to something practical for them to help them take decisions to precisely manage their fields.
The field of agriculture spends a lot of time in traditional crops like corn or wheat or things like this, but the specialty crop market often doesn't get as much attention. But precision agriculture techniques can actually benefit the specialty crop market in very distinct and meaningful ways, both from a scientific standpoint, from an environmental standpoint, and more importantly from a market and just a business operation standpoint for those types of growers.
And so what I loved about this is that so much of what we have come into the office is very nascent. It's very early stage, and it takes a lot more development. Whereas what Yiannis has been working on, he's been working with his stakeholders, with the citrus producers, and there are a number of people that said, we want to use this. We like to use this right now. This is useful. It gives us the results we need. And so this is one of those rare cases where we had an invention disclosure and a technology that was almost ready to go out the gate.
So what this technology does is it's an automated solution, has different levels of intelligence. It's a cloud-based and runs different AI-based algorithms. So we can collect and analyze data from UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, from satellites, but also from ground-based sensors, and process them and visualize them. So like creating maps, something that would be useful to a grower. And to give a specific example, this technology can take the images from the drones, and we can detect and count all the plants. We can measure plant volume, like plant height and canopy size, and detect plant stress, and even in some cases detect specific diseases.
I expect that the impact on one of our important stakeholders in the state is going to be quite immediate. Congratulations on being nominated as one of our inventions of the year. I went through my portfolio and I thought this one stood out, and so it's been an absolute pleasure working with you and Matt Donovan, who is the CEO of the company. So I look forward to working with you both over the next several years.
Yeah, I'd really like to thank the University of Florida and the Office of Technology and Licensing for this wonderful award. More importantly, I'd like to thank Dr. Ampatzidis. I met the doctor, and as we gelled as bringing the company together, it's really his vision. So I'd like to thank him and his team for really years worth of effort in identifying what's a great technology that I really do think is not only worthy of the invention of the year, but hopefully will be a breakthrough product for Florida and the U.S. markets and even global markets.
First of all, let me say that I'm very honored that I'm receiving this award, and I would like to thank the University of Florida, the Technology Licensing Office, my team, my co-workers and my colleagues, the U.S. Department of Agriculture for partially supporting this project, and of course our growers and the industry that they are helping us to evaluate this technology.